Well, hello. I am Rhett, and it is a new day if you want it to be. And I have my pastor friend with me. His name is John, and John is the pastor over at St. Paul's, which is an Anglican church over on the Barrier Island on Flamevine, 999 Flamevine. This is something you're going to want to know about, folks. The children's choir from Uganda is
Yep.
coming, and they're coming Saturday, April 11th at 3:30. There's no charge for this concert.
That's right. There will be a love offering taken.
Oh, sure.
So you'll have an opportunity to contribute if you're so led to do that. And we certainly hope that you will be led to give something, but it's a free admission.
And on the screen over here, we have, of course, Samuel. And Samuel is Chibaru. That's his last name, Chibaru?
Chibaru.
Chibaru. And Samuel, great to have you here. He's a resident of Uganda. Is that where you were born and raised, sir?
Yeah, born and raised in Uganda.
Born and raised in Uganda.
Yeah.
And so are you a pastor?
No, I'm not. My father is a pastor, but I occasionally teach the word.
Wonderful. And
Yeah.
you're a young fella in your 30s. And did you
Yeah.
start this choir?
Yes, I actually started the choir. My dad came to me one time. I mean, this was when we had about a little over 1,500 children under our care. And he knew I have a background in music. And he reached out to me and asked my father and mother if I would start something like a children's choir that would actually bring awareness of the plight of Uganda's orphaned and vulnerable children. And so the journey started. This was way back in 2008. But we didn't get the 2007, but we did not get the opportunity to travel, as Imani until 2013 when we started our very first tour. And since then, annually, we've been bringing choirs in the United States to tour across the U.S.
Well, it sounds very exciting. And how did you get teamed up with this children's choir? Now, by the way, folks, again, give since the microphone in that phone is closer to you. What is the date? April 11th.
I got to make sure that I get it correct.
Yeah.
It
Saturday,
is
April 11th.
Saturday, April 11th at 3:30 p.m. And the reason why we got connected with Imani Malele is because my dear friend Grant Foster, who's the pastor of Riverside Church, has been hosting Imani Malele for years.
Oh.
And basically they referred Julie, who's kind of the coordinator locally, and who sets up the programming, to call me. And so we've actually been trying to get the choir on our schedule for some time. So this is the first time, but we've been working on it for some time to try to get it done.
And what are your beliefs? What kind of a church are you? Are you Anglican? Are you non-denominational? Do you believe in being born again? What's your stand there, Samuel?
We are non-denomination, but in our service to the community, we serve all children from all kinds of walks of faith. But yes, we're a non-denomination church back at home where my father pastors.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. And so that's great. So you get teamed up by the pastor up in Sebastian.
Yeah.
And so the date, of course, is April 11th, 3:30. What can we expect to see at this event, Samuel?
Yes, I tell people everywhere we go that this is more than just a concert. It's a worship experience. Yes, there are children, and you have some teenagers, and we also have some alumni who've been a part of the program ever since they were like 6 years old, 7 years old, and some of them have come as chaperones, but they're still part of the choir, so they also get the opportunity of singing with them. But the choir does bring out a beautiful worship experience. See, even when we're having our rehearsals, one of the things that we try to get everyone to understand, including the children, that God has given us this platform as an evangelistic platform to share the gospel, to bring healing to the brokenhearted, and to be vessels for the Holy Spirit to reach out to the people in whichever way He desires to do that. And so we try to avail and yield ourselves, and we put and instill that in the choir members, to yield ourselves unto God to use us for whatever that is. So that's very intentional in the kinds of songs that we select, the program that we set up. And of course, you would expect some African drumming and all that, but above all, it is a worship experience that honors and lifts up the name of Jesus. But in there, we are able to tell our stories, children share their testimonies, and people get to learn more about Uganda and the lives of children in Uganda.
What are the ages of the children?
Yes, the ages of the children are between anywhere 10 years old and 15 years old. And we have 19 children altogether, 10 girls and 9 boys, traveling with 16 chaperones.
Well,
And
I
of
tell
which
you,
some of the chaperones are still part of the choir, because they've been a part of the choir since they were like 7 years old.
now, do you stay at people's homes that are volunteers while you're here?
Yes, so we do have different. So we have an amazing booking staff that works out these arrangements ahead of time before we ever come. And there are 3 sets of housing arrangements that we usually have. One is what we call group housing, where a church that has a facility, we can use their classrooms or something like that. They give us access to their kitchen, and we are able to, we travel with our sleeping carts, beddings, and all that. So in one setting, we're able to be accommodated in a group housing setup. Then we also have the host housing setup, where the church is able to host the choir and have them live in their congregants' homes, which is a very wonderful experience, very interactive experience. And then also we do have a situation where the churches set us up in hotels. And that's also a cool thing for the kids, because some of them, they've never experienced that before. So just sleeping in a hotel is a pretty once in a lifetime type of thing for them. So yeah, those are sort of the 3 housing setups that we get to have on the tour.
People have no idea. I remember when I was in Africa that
Mhm.
and I went to Haiti on short-term missionary trips, did a concert in as I said, Zimbabwe. That
Yeah.
people don't realize in America. I remember I flew back in from Africa, and I was shocked at how wide our roads are. And I was
Yeah.
also shocked coming back from any third world nation. I would go into a grocery store and be astounded. Even in England, they have
Mhm.
brown bread and white bread and brown bread. You come to America and they have 52 varieties of bread. We live this exceedingly abundant life. And so it's
And
lovely
the
for the,
reason I'm laughing is because that's one of the things that we really joke about. Like, can't you just go to a Walmart and you only find one bread and you need to? So yeah, but that's a big contrast. Yes.
yeah, I wish maybe someday I wish I had enough wealth, because I'd like to take all those kids out and spoil them. They will, and they're so appreciative too when you don't have
Oh yeah.
much and they're
Oh
they're
yeah.
coming here.
True.
This will live. It's kind of like putting a child in America. You send them to camp for a week, maybe one
Yeah.
time in their life. Well, you can take the child out of the camp, but you can't take the camp out of the child, and
Hmm.
that lives in them forever. And they realize there is another place, there is hope. And it's amazing how you can how many weeks are you here for? 1 week, 2 weeks? How long does this last?
No, we are here. We are here till October 21st. We are going to be traveling across, the US, going to different states, even as far west as like Oklahoma, Texas. But to even what you were saying, the experience that you shared, there is an interesting story we have We have a particular boy who traveled with us a couple of years ago, and his name is Tony. So Tony comes from a very, very poor family, very, very poor family, and the parents were dealing with this incurable disease, and the home was going through a lot. But anyway, Tony was this wonderful, short little boy and very, beautiful smile and was very ambitious and really, he was a go-getter, whatever he says. So he gets on a plane for the first time. This boy used to live next to brothels, and now he comes to the U.S. for the first time. He's getting on the plane. He was fascinated by the flying experience, and so he comes. We arrive and we return back to Uganda, and he stayed during the course of the tour in a couple of homes where the hosts were pilots, and he was like, "I want to be a pilot." So something was actually planted in his heart. Fast forward, and a few years later, he's in flying school in Nairobi, Kenya.
Wow.
And just because of coming to America and having the opportunity of getting on a plane, I tell people that when you meet these children, and probably you've seen them, Pastor John, in Tanzania, in Haiti, Zimbabwe, they can never dream beyond what the community avails them. And so for these Imani Malele choir children to come to the United States and see, they get to have the opportunity to dream bigger than what the community has defined their world to be. And so Tony is an example of that.
It's beautiful.
Now, what I would like to know is, how long will you be in the Vero Beach area? Just for a night or two or a few days? How long will you be here?
So we are in the Vero Beach area until the end of April. We leave around April 21st, and we have been here since March. So Vero Beach, we've stayed a little longer because for one, Sebastian, Florida is sort of like our home away from home. Our U.S. office is located in Sebastian, Florida. So when we fly from Uganda, we start out in Florida. So that's kind of home base. So Vero Beach is literally, in a sense, home base.
How many children are you bringing with you in the choir?
We do have 19.
19. Because when they come, maybe, you probably get guys that maybe you're all booked up, but if there's some spots there, like I'd like to maybe rent a boat and take them out on the river, or something. I want to give something to these kids that will help make a memory for them. So
cool.
let's talk about that. All right, now when it comes to your funding, how does that all work? Do you get grants? I mean, do they have in Africa? Do they have grants? Because I don't know how much money they have in Africa anyway. Or do you get donations from the Americans? And how does this whole thing work? Because traveling with 19 children has got to be a very expensive process.
It is, but we are grateful for amazing men and women who support our ministry through different ways, one-time donations, child sponsorship opportunities that we lay out during the concerts. So we primarily, our funding is majorly through our donors. We have a wonderful donor base. And so there are people who, and concerts are one of the opportunities in which we expand, these relationships. We tell people our story, what we're doing. We get to show them videos and things of the work that's happening in Uganda. And they pick interest, and some of them even end up coming on mission trips, because every year we have multiple mission trips coming to Uganda, and people get to see the work firsthand. And all that leads into them being, monthly givers to what we are doing. They get to learn about the projects that we're doing. But yes, our biggest funding is from the wonderful donors and sponsors that we do have, especially from this great country.
Okay, so once again, I want to wrap this up for the radio station and get it down there. But coming up, Pastor John is at St. Paul's Anglican Church over in Vero Beach, Saturday, April 11th at 3:30 in the afternoon. And I have a feeling it's going to be very inspiring, Pastor, to to see this live children's group, huh?
We're super excited to have them, to host them. And of course, this is our first time hosting them. But I know that our folks are going to be really, really happy to do that. And of course, because of our relationship in Tanzania, East Africa, and Uganda being just to the north of it, they're going to be that much more interested and curious.
Yeah. I had to put the headphones up near the mic so they could hear him because there's no way for them to hear him. But so we're just working on some technical difficulties. Okay, it's very exciting. So I want to thank Samuel very much for coming on the broadcast. And maybe we can do some specific interviews with the children when they're here and you live and in person. Maybe we can get them in the studio here and do a live broadcast with the children. Can we do that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I can't hear you. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, so Pastor, again, tell us again, they're coming to your church when?
Saturday, April 11th at 3:30.
Okay, and what's the name of the choir?
The name is Imani Malele Children's Choir.
Children's Choir.
From Uganda.
And they're all in their early teens from 10 until 15, you said?
Yes,
well,
sir.
This will be wonderful. And thank you, Samuel, very much for coming on the broadcast.
God bless you. It's my honor and my joy.
We look forward to it. And thank you, Pastor John Robbins from St. Paul's over at 999 Flamevine. That's where that'll be happening Saturday, April 11th. There's no charge. And I've been to Africa. If you've ever not seen a choir like this, believe me, emotionally, I'm going to probably sit in the back so I can cry because these people this will really touch you. It's a very emotional experience for, especially for old white folks in America, right?
And can I say just this one thing? For those who even want to experience the choir before they come, they can always go to our YouTube channel and type in Imani Malele. You get to experience the full ensemble because the full choir is 250 voices.
Wow.
We can only travel with 19 at a time. But yes, they do have beautiful worship music.
Wonderful.
YouTube, so you can experience them.
Okay, thank you, Samuel.
As you come.
And thank you, Pastor. And we'll see you Saturday, April 11th, 3:30 at St. Paul's Anglican over at 999 Flamevine. Okay, that wraps it up. Hey, it's a new day if you want it to be. I'm Rhett Palmer. Thank you.